Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Mayor. Good morning, everyone. It is my pleasure to welcome you all to the 104th annual meeting of the Greater Bloomington Chamber of Commerce. Woo! My name is Ron Walker. I'm the 2018-2019 Chair of the Board of Directors, and on behalf of the entire board, I welcome you to this annual meeting, a special occasion where we report to the Chamber membership and, importantly, celebrate business in Monroe County and the Greater Bloomington area. This is a board meeting, so without further delay, I now officially call this meeting to order. All right. That means we have to be very serious and businesslike for the next hour. For over 100 years, the Chamber Board and members have gathered together to review our successes and accomplishments. We talk about where we're going, the initiatives underway, and the progress being made in support of better business and better community. At this meeting, it is customary to recognize outgoing board members, some of whom have served for over a decade. We will also announce our newest board members whose terms begin this month. And then finally, I will pass the gavel to the incoming chair. And of course, the highlight of this meeting, as always, is the awards ceremony, which we will get to soon. I'm always impressed with the audience at this annual meeting, both in numbers. I think we're close to 500 today, which is fantastic. Which brings up a point. I think get around 500 every year, which means I think we max this room out. We fill it to capacity. Imagine what we could do if we had a larger convention center. What's also impressive about the audience in this annual meeting is the diversity of backgrounds and occupations represented here. We have large companies. We have one-person shops. We have companies that have been in business for decades. We have companies that are brand new, less than 5 years, less than 1 year. We have nonprofit leaders, artists, educators, and many of you who go to work every day, your head down doing your job. And it's all of you that together that make this community work, generate the tax revenue that supports public programs, and really makes this such a great place to live. So thank you for doing that every day. Thank you for supporting the Chamber, and thanks for being here. Speaking of supporting public projects, I want to recognize some of our public leaders in the audience today. Mayor John Hamilton. Thank you. State Representative Peggy Mayfield. Thank you. City of Bloomington Council Member Jim Sims. I saw Jim. Thank you, Jim. Monroe County Council Member Trent Deckard. Thank you, Trent. Ellisville Town Manager Michael Farmer. Welcome here. And Judy Demuth, MCC SC Superintendent. I haven't seen Judy yet, but I think she's on her way, if not here now. Thank you, all of you, for serving our community and representing us. I'd also like to take a moment to acknowledge several of our corporate sponsors. They are listed on your programs. You'll see their logos across the room today. I think you'll recognize who they are because they are not only generous to the Chamber in supporting our initiatives in this meeting, but they are generous corporate citizens as well. And I'd like to ask, I'm going to read that list off. I'd like to ask if you are a representative of one of our corporate sponsors. Please stand and remain standing until I get through the list, and at the end we can give them that big Chamber applause. Comcast Business Class, Cook Group Inc., Indiana University, Marquis Rental and Staging, Smithville, IU Health Bloomington, the Herald Times, Bunger and Robertson, Cassidy Electric, the City of Bloomington, Hoosier Energy, IU Credit Union, Ivy Tech Community College, Nature's Way, Rogers Group and Rogers Group Investments, and Weddle Brothers Construction. Thank you, everyone. We also have several member businesses who are table sponsors today. Those are recognized on the table. Thank you as well for supporting this meeting. My next job is to introduce Erin Predmore. I'll call her to the podium in just a moment. But before I do, I just want to say how fortunate I feel to have served as chair for Erin's first year as the president and CEO. Erin was hired June 30th, 2018, and about 60 days later, I became chair. And it has been, and I think I speak for the entire board here, it's been a wonderful experience to work with her on a day-to-day basis, to see her energy, her work ethic, her desire and ability to tackle issues head-on, and to think innovatively and bring a fresh perspective to the Chamber of Commerce. We are thrilled to have her as our President and CEO. Please welcome Erin.
Greetings, everybody. It's an honor and pleasure to stand before you today as we not only look past this year, but also look ahead to how your chamber will continue to embrace and support local business. It's a beautiful day for our trip down memory lane, as you may notice from our theme today. We even have Adam Long with Adam on Point creating an annual meeting masterpiece live right there in the back. So everyone make sure you stay really still so that the picture doesn't turn out blurry, and smile at Adam so you can make sure your face is accurately reflected. He's going to create a memento of our journey here today that will hang in our office for the years to come. So before we take and start our trip and we look over the last year, we're going to acknowledge another important group of people. The government and policy-making responsibilities at the Chamber are vested in the Board of Directors, a group of individuals who generously volunteer their time and with whom I've had the pleasure to serve this last year. If you're here with us today, please stand as I call your name and remain standing until all board members have been announced. And don't sit back down, I know who you are. We have Tony Armstrong with Indiana University, Bruce Calloway, Duke Energy Indiana, Lauren Dexter, Bloomington Health Foundation, Pat East with Hannafin Marketing and The Mill, Cindy Conarney, First Financial Bank, Amy Sumners Kopp, Remax Acclaimed Properties, Cullen McCarty, Smithville, Vanessa McClary, Kiwanis Club of South Central Indiana, Dan Peterson, Cook Group, Mike Richardson, Midwest Color Printing, Fast Signs, Scott Shishman, Old National Bank, Brian Shockney, IU Health Bloomington, Tony Stonger, Edward Jones, Jenny Vaughn, Ivy Tech Community College Bloomington, Donna Walker, Hoosier Energy, Ron Walker, CSC Properties, Jim Whitlatch, Bunger and Robertson, and Andy Williams, Rogers Group Incorporated. Thank you for all that you do for the chamber. And we're going to give a special thank you to Lauren Dexter, Cullen McCarty, Vanessa McClary, and Jim Whitlatch, as their tenures as board members are coming to an end this month. We appreciate all your ongoing support and look forward to working with each of you in the future. As a token of our appreciation for your years of service at the Chamber and the broader community, we're going to present you with a commemorative plaque, which is heading your way right now. Let's give them all one more round of applause. We're also excited to announce that Lisa Abbott, Dave Ferguson, Ellen Rodkey, and Don Weiler will be joining the board. So please help me welcome them as they begin their terms. We are fortunate to have a great team of professionals working at the Chamber for you. And many of you know or have heard their names, but I know you've received emails from them. Through a year of change, the Chamber team's done a wonderful job to maintain momentum on issues that are critical to our community. These individuals have continued to focus on our membership and provide successful events for networking, professional development, and overall business success. We do have some new faces on our team, and I'm impressed with the work they're accomplishing on your behalf every day already, even though they may have just joined us. Tammy Walker, is our Director of Member Services, and it continued to grow our membership over the past year. Serena Duke is our Member Services Coordinator. She works closely with Tammy to assist our members and is our go-to person for everything. Christopher Ng, our Manager of Talent and Education, leads the Chamber's efforts in our local schools through the Franklin Initiative. Just this month, we've been fortunate to add Charlie Jackson to the team. She's an O'Neill Fellow who will be working with Christopher in our K-12 programs for the next couple of years. Mary Morgan joined the team in May as our Director of Advocacy and Public Policy. She's joined by Jim Shelton, our County Government Liaison. These two work together to ensure our members are represented through their advocacy. And they've also recently added Thomas Curry to the team. He's also an O'Neill Fellow as well, and he will be focusing on public policy. Stacy Bruce is our Events Coordinator, and she's brought enthusiasm for events, connections, and people that has already impacted the events we've had over the last 2 months, especially today's event. She's done an amazing job setting up for us today, and I'm very proud of the work she's doing. Rachel Levy, our Marketing and Communications Coordinator, joined her in these efforts this last month, and she's done another wonderful job jumping right in. In addition to our amazing staff, interns, and board members, the Chamber is served by a variety of volunteers engaged with our mission. There are truly hundreds of volunteers who offer their time to serve on councils and committees, including the Chamber Advocacy Council, the Legislative Council, Finance Committee, our Chamber Ambassadors, Franklin Initiative programs, and Young Professionals Bloomington, just to name a few. If you've served, now it's a participatory time. If you've served as a member of any committee with the Chamber, if you've participated in one of our reality stores as a volunteer through the Franklin Initiative, if you've hosted an event for us or visited a school to talk to students about your career, if you or your business have simply given your time to help support the mission of the Greater Bloomington Chamber of Commerce, I'd like you to please stand and be recognized. I'm going to wait until y'all stand up and know who you are. Thank you all for the work that you do for the Chamber. One of those groups that I mentioned a moment ago that really helps make a positive first impression for the Chamber. Our Chamber ambassadors play a crucial role in welcoming new members, in addition to assisting with member retention. They step into a variety of roles to help represent the Chamber. They connect members at events, deliver new member packets, speak with those new members about the multiple benefits of being a part of the Chamber of Commerce. They attend ribbon cuttings, grand openings for member businesses as well. They're a true asset to what we do every day. We'd like to give a special thank you to the 2018-2019 Ambassador Coach, Alan Burr. Alan has been an amazing support and accountability partner for our Director of Membership, Tammy Walker. He served as coach and mentor for current and new ambassadors and has attended and assisted with many ambassador meetings and events throughout the year. We have a gift for him as a token of our appreciation, and he is sitting right there. So thank you, Alan Burr. And at this time, we'd also like to honor our Chamber Ambassador of the Year. This year's honoree has been volunteering with the Chamber for 5 years and has always been very helpful with welcoming new members and planning events, including chairing last year's home show. Please join us in congratulating Marty Van Devender from Building Associates as our 2019 Chamber Ambassador of the Year. Let's watch a video about Marty to learn a little bit more about her.
My name is Marty Van Devender. I'm the controller for Building Associates. I've been here for 20 years. We're a general contractor on the west side of town. We do a lot of work for all the businesses in this area, so we go about 100 miles. I have been a chamber ambassador for 5 years now. I was going to the business after hours and got to know some of the chamber members and some of the administration at that time. And I told them I was looking for a way to kind of engage with the community and network a little more, and they invited me to be with the group. My favorite part about being an ambassador is the people you get to meet. There's so much energy when people are doing their ribbon cuttings or they're a new member. They're all energized, they're wanting to engage and get involved, and it really carries through, and I've got to meet so many different businesses, small businesses, and get to try so many different things. It's just a really fun way to spend some time. For new members, I always tell them to try to make time to get involved. Talk to your chamber. We're very fortunate to have an amazing group at the chamber, and there are so many activities, so many events. There's always something that you can be a part of, whether it's in the morning, in the evenings. The business after hours are great ways to connect and engage. Ribbon cuttings now are open to so many people, and just the online presence too. So I just tell them, take the time. Even if you're working hard to get your business started, it's totally worth it. I just think it's really important for people to get involved in their community, and the chamber is a great way to see what the community has to offer and really grow beyond just your company. Well, I'd really like to thank Tammy Walker because she has made the program so amazing, and all my fellow ambassadors. They've all become great friends, and I enjoy my time I spend with them. And I'd really like to thank Building Associates for giving me the freedom to manage my time so that I can attend events and do my job. So.
Congratulations, Marty. Our team at the Chamber is committed to supporting the Chamber's mission to provide leadership through member engagement, business advocacy, and civic partnerships to strengthen our community and business environment. Many of you in this room have attended business after hours, participated in Franklin initiatives. We saw that when you all stood up as volunteers. All of these pieces are crucial in helping to continue to make Bloomington a great place to live, work, and play. Before I share what I see as for the future of the Chamber, I wanted to offer some highlights from the past year. It may seem like there's a Chamber event nearly every week, and that's because the Chamber hosted almost 60 events this past year. Business after hours networking events have become a crowd favorite. Every month, a different Chamber member hosts, and business connections are made among the attendees. Just so you all know, the business after hours events are free to attend and open to any Chamber member employee. This event demonstrates the power of networking and networking within your Chamber. Speaking of networking, we also had quarterly Morning Buzz speed networking events, which allowed people to network with businesses they would not have had a chance to meet otherwise in a speed networking format that gives everyone just a couple of minutes to give their elevator pitch. It's a fun way to start your morning. The Chamber's primetime event continues to be the highlight of the community and our membership. The Monroe County Fairgrounds hosts the Chamber members for an afternoon of networking, engagement with member businesses, and some of the best barbecue in southern Indiana. With over 100 members participating and over 600 attendees, primetime continues to be an excellent opportunity for members to show off their businesses. In May, the Chamber hosted the 10th annual Women Excel Bloomington Awards, and this milestone event was truly a celebration. A cocktail reception kicked off the late afternoon event, followed by amazing stories of our 7 honorees. This year's has also been one of many firsts and new beginnings. After listening to members during my first several months, I realized our Chamber needed to provide more opportunities for more members to find value in their membership, and we needed to update our communication channels. For membership specifically, we updated a few things, including adding some exclusive member benefits. Your member benefits now include discounts on office supplies, credit card processing, and employee businesses, including group life insurance, term life insurance, short-term disability with an employee assistance program, and workman's compensation insurance. We're hopeful that these programs will help your bottom line. The question is, are you taking advantage of them? If not, let me know, and I'll help get you connected to find out some more. We also held our first retail summit in February and had a wonderful day providing training and support for small businesses all across Indiana. Attendees learned about social media, online reviews, recruiting talent, capital lending, and statewide and national trends. Next year's summit is already being planned, and it will be another great day for small business. We started a monthly Chamber speaker series that gives members the opportunity to hear from local professionals and learn more about a variety of topics over lunch. Some of these topics included capital lending and also the economic impact of our local performing arts scene, just to name a couple. 2019 also marked the beginning of our Bloomington Women in Leadership program, which allows professional women and their allies to build a meaningful network through intentional peer and mentoring relationships. So far this year, we've had 3 Be Will events, all of which have been popular among our attendees, as well as engaging and informative. Let's take a listen to our next new effort this year.
Hey everybody, it's Erin Prudmore. I'm the President and CEO of the Greater Bloomington Chamber of Commerce, and you have joined us for 3 Things for the Chamber. With me today is Pete Youngman, and we're going to be talking about affordable housing. I'd like to welcome Mayor John Hamilton from the city of Bloomington. Today I've got Bob Salzberg with me, who's our newly retired HT editor. Today I'm happy to announce that Gabe Gloom, the managing director of Cardinal Stage, is here with me today. How's it going, Gabe? We have Mike Fox, who's the director of operations for Lenny's and Hive. Thanks for tuning in to 3 Things for the Chamber. We'll see you next time.
That is very odd to hear your own voice coming out of the speakers. But we introduced the 3 Things podcast in May, and it's been a lot of fun so far. I've had an opportunity to sit down and talk about Bloomington and Monroe County's most pressing topics with some of our members and community leaders. You should subscribe right now while I'm talking so you won't forget, just in case you just learned about the 3 Things podcast. Just go to the podcast app on your phone, and you just do search for 3 Things with the Chamber, and you can subscribe and stay in touch with all of us and find out what's going on with the Chamber every other week. The Chamber's Franklin Initiative has had a mission over the last 25 years of helping to provide real-world learning opportunities for area students to increase academic engagement and excite young people about future careers, all with the goal of shaping tomorrow's workforce for employers in Monroe County. Early in 2019, we hosted our Educator of the Year Awards. As you know, we're fortunate to have 2 amazing and strong school systems in our area, and their commitment to education extends well beyond the classrooms. We'll begin accepting nominations in just a few weeks for the 2020 Educators of the Year Awards, so please begin thinking about those teachers and administrators who deserve special recognition. Through our FI programming, we focused on helping students develop necessary skills for adulthood. After careful consideration, and in consultation with our advisory council, schools, and volunteers, the FI team has determined it's time to update our name and logo to better reflect the mission. So we need a drum roll. All of you can participate in this, please. So drum roll, please. The Franklin Initiative will now be known as the Success School. And we believe this name provides a better indication of what we're doing to help K-12 students grow. Christopher Ng from the Chamber staff will now lead this endeavor as the principal of the Success School, and Charlie Jackson will be his assistant principal. We will be redoubling our efforts to leverage your work, skills, and career awareness, partnering with community schools to produce graduates ready for success, and providing opportunities to learn. We have job skills, entrepreneurship, soft skills, career exploration, and personal financial literacy. The Success School's 5 keys will guide our work moving forward, and the Success School's Advisory Council will continue to ensure our offerings are supportive of the work of the public schools and our partnership with them. Along with the name change, an expansion of programs will now be offered that highlights characteristics our members want to see in tomorrow's workforce. We have begun expanding financial literacy programs beyond middle school by offering professional development and financial literacy for area teachers this past summer. And we're piloting soft skills workshops at Bloomington High School South this fall, focusing on professional problem solving, communication, and team building. The Success School started our career intro panels with one dedicated to opportunities at Cook Medical earlier this month. Our popular reality stores kick off at Tri-North Middle on October 18th. And last week we had a career day at Edgewood Junior High. As you will hear soon from our Golden Key honoree, the Success School provides great opportunities to help engage our local youth in business and expose them to different career opportunities. If you want to help out, we need you. You need to contact Christopher Ng and let him know. We've got some important work to do, and you need to be part of that. This past year, the Chamber's Hype program, helping young professionals excel, went through a rebrand of its own. It now goes by the acronym YPB, or Young Professionals Bloomington. YPB is dedicated to retaining talent in Bloomington by building a community of young individuals who can grow together both professionally and personally, in this community we all love. Over the course of the past year, YPB held close to 20 events, with great programming and educational opportunities for these young professionals. I encourage you all to have your colleagues check out YPB. It's the perfect way for young professionals to learn about all that Bloomington has to offer. We had a fun 10 under 40 celebration earlier this year at Shreve Hall at the Ivy Tech Community College Bloomington campus. It was the 9th year for the awards, and we continue to be inspired by the nominations and honorees who are leading the way for Bloomington into the future. In the Chamber's advocacy work, we tackled a variety of issues that are crucial to our membership and the broader community. Our advocacy included supporting policy to expand the availability of affordable and workforce housing, with efforts related to the city's major zoning overhaul that's still underway. We also advocated successfully to rebuild the 4th Street parking garage and a new Trades District garage, which will help address the parking demand for our downtown businesses. Looking ahead, we will continue to advocate for the expansion of the Monroe County Convention Center, improved public transit, affordable workforce housing, infrastructure improvements, and other issues of vital concern to you, our members. Throughout the year, we provided opportunities to meet with elected officials, including events with Congressman Trey Hollingsworth and Lieutenant Governor Suzanne Crouch, and our annual legislative preview with state legislators. Our Elect Connect forum at the Buskirk-Chumley helped members hear directly from local candidates in city races. As we look to 2020, our advocacy team will be working to keep members better informed with our revamped Advocacy Matters newsletter and frequent updates on the Chamber's website with news relevant to the local business community. Tomorrow, you're going to be receiving a survey from our advocacy team to ask for your input on what is most important for the Chamber to focus on this year. Please take a few minutes to fill it out. We will begin the year more informed about what is important to our members, as well as better able to pivot when new issues arise. My first year with the Chamber has been filled with learning, meeting new people, and getting to know old friends in a new way. The energy around what we do is palpable and exciting, and I know that our work moving forward will continue to be important for the Bloomington and Monroe County community. We will continue to strive to be a chamber that is great and do it for you. Our role in the community is strong because you are here and supporting us. We are the voice of business, but we also must listen to business to ensure we accurately reflect the concerns of the business community. The Chamber Board completed a new strategic plan this summer, and we led up to that work with conversations with many members about their concerns and hopes for our shared economic future. Our collective leadership in the community can start movements, create change, or even halt the process. And I've seen that in action this year. I also know that sometimes the Chamber gets a bad rap from individuals who struggle to see that we are at the nexus of community and economic vitality and social impact. So we're going to challenge that idea today. One of our fellow members, the United Way, recently kicked off their campaign this past week to raise money for the nonprofits that do critical work in our community. They have some piggy banks, and we're going to pass them around here during the rest of our meeting to see what we can do to lead our community right now. So check your wallets or your purse, and let's send a message to the broader community that the Chamber cares and that we will always lead when called upon to do so. You see the piggies being held up in the corners of the room, so when it makes its way to your table, see what you can do to contribute to this effort. I'm going to end my time with you today with an invitation. While I've met many of you this past year and gotten to know you better, there are still many of you I've not had an opportunity to visit. Please let me or any of the other Chamber staff know if you're interested in talking more with any of us about what's happening at the Chamber, how you can get involved with our work, or any questions or concerns you may have. We would love to hear from you. And now I'd like to invite Ron back up to the podium, and he's going to kick off our awards presentations. Ron?
Thank you, Erin. I hope you can see why we on the Board of Directors are so excited about the future of the Chamber. There are so many great things happening, and I think we've had many, many great years, maybe the best years still ahead of us. So thank you, Erin. I know you are eager to find out who the award winners are this year, so let's get going with that. And we're going to start with a new award called the New Business of the Year Award. This recognizes a thriving business or organization that has existed for less than 5 years. This year's New Business of the Year recipient received multiple nominations from individuals all over Monroe County and outside of Monroe County who have been impressed by this growing business. One nominator wrote that Deanna has created a professional, competent, and talented staff that is dedicated to making Bloomington beautiful. Who can argue with that? With that, we are happy to honor Vanished Aesthetics and Salon as the inaugural New Business of the Year.
My name is Deanna McAllister. I am a mother of 4. I've got 3 dogs. I am a Bloomington resident. I've been here since 2012. I've been a registered nurse for 15 years, and I've been doing aesthetics for about 8. I wanted to do a side job and try to get myself out of driving to Indianapolis, and I've been a traveling injector since 2011, and I thought, well, I'll pick up some laser certifications and open a little tiny place downtown and pair up with a hairstylist and, hopefully work myself out of my Indianapolis job. And we did that way faster than I obviously ever thought we would. And within 2 years, we ended up moving to this location. We're the only full-service medical spa/salon in Bloomington. People are tired of making appointments multiple different places. I have a lot of clients that used to travel up to Indianapolis. If you fail to plan, you should plan to fail. That's probably the most important thing someone ever said to me. And it's funny because I really had no idea what I was getting into. I didn't have any expectations. I thought that I would be able to stay under the radar a little bit. And obviously that did not happen. Knowing how to grow was probably the hardest part. So use your resources. That would be my advice to anybody. Chamber's a great resource. They offer quite a few things that I did not have available when I started, and now I get to take advantage. I'm not just coming in anymore and doing injections. I have to make sure that I'm not, forgetting all my malpractice and, leaving anything major out so that there's not something wrong in the end. My staff are instrumental in, the growth and the success of the business, and they all work just as hard as I do. I would recognize all of my staff: Carrie, Carly, Liesel, Trinity, Laura. Each one of them specialize in everything that they do, and they're huge contributors. Catherine, who's my front desk girl, keeps me from organized and everywhere from losing my coffee to filling out, patient forms. And I would also like to thank Dave Wares. He was my partner for, that whole duration, and without him at the house, dealing with my crazy behavior and sleepless nights and trying to run 2 businesses at the same time and helping me with the kids, I never would have been able to do it. We function as one unit. Nobody functions separately. And I think it means something to every one of them. It's just an example of what we've accomplished over the last 4 years. If you get the opportunity to come in and meet the staff, I think people find out really quickly this is a family environment. It's not an office. And we just love what we do.
Congratulations to Deanna and the Vanished Aesthetics team over there. We're excited to celebrate this with you. The next award is the Lloyd Alcott Community Service Award. It recognizes individuals, businesses, or organizations that provide outstanding community service and foster a spirit of volunteerism. We are honored that Lloyd's wife, Joan Alcott, could join us today and be a part of this celebration. This year's Lloyd Alcott Community Service Award honoree has been an active volunteer in the community for many years. She's been a Bloomingtonian for most of her life and has dedicated her time to organizations such as the Bloomington Parks Foundation, Girls Inc., and Hoosiers Outrun Cancer, just to name a few. Congratulations to Debbie Lemon for being our 2019 Lloyd Alcott Community Service Award.
Well, my name is Debbie Lemon, and I'm a native of Bloomington, have lived here most all of my life, which is more than a few decades. And I work for Indiana University, and I'm currently the Secretary of the Board of Trustees at IU. Currently, I'm very involved with the Bloomington Parks Foundation, and very excited about things like Switchard Park and the programming. We do fundraising for scholarships for area youth so they can have access to our programs. And then I've kind of returned back into the health care world and am on the board of the Bloomington Health Foundation now. So very excited to be back into that role. When I think about Bloomington, the first word that comes to mind is eclectic. It's a very progressive community, a lot of energy. There's always something going on. And truly, it does epitomize, I think, volunteer spirit. If you see all the festivals, if you see all the art that we do and all the programming, it takes a lot of volunteers to make that happen. So, and it's a beautiful town, and I think it's really becoming very robust as far as the business community. It's wonderful to see so many recent graduates come from IU and start businesses and keep them here locally. So I feel very, very happy about the future also of Bloomington. Winning this award is very personal because I knew Lloyd and I worked with Lloyd. And if we could all emulate his spirit and his kindness and the generosity that he gave to the community, it's very hard to put into words how much that means to me. And I just think of all the other people that I know volunteer, even much more than I do, and how much I appreciate the fact that they also come forward and really help this community grow and create that great volunteer spirit. I think my parents, they certainly helped create my sense of volunteerism. Today, my brother, his wife, and my cousin are here, Marilyn, David, and Margaret, and so I appreciate their support. I have a lot of great friends that have been very supportive to me over the years. Also the people who nominated me, and definitely the Chamber, because this award means so much to so many people who've known Lloyd. And lastly, just all the people that I volunteered with over the years.
Thank you, Debbie. Congratulations to you and your family. It'll be a busy weekend as well. Yep. The Nancy Howard Diversity Award recognizes organizations that demonstrate commitment to attracting a diverse workforce and maintaining an environment in which all can be successful. This year's Nancy Howard Diversity Award is going to a company that invests in employees from all walks of life and helps them advance in their careers through thorough training and education. Congratulations to Heartland Beef Incorporated on receiving this year's Nancy Howard Diversity Award.
I'm Tom Brown, CEO, President of Heartland Beef Inc. Just celebrated 29 years yesterday, I believe, with the company. Heartland Beef Inc. is a kind of an involvement with the Arby's. Started out as Beef Corporation of America some 50 years ago, and over time we created another company, Heartland Beef. And then back almost 3 years ago, we purchased the shares owned by Steve Hughes and just consolidated everything to Heartland Beef Inc. moving forward. Well, the Arby's is our primary business. Again, 50 years franchisee between Steve and I. I've been with the Arby's group for 29 years. And so we started off with 9 Arby's when I came on with the company 29 years ago, and we now have 37 in 5 states. It allows us to allow more opportunities for our employees. One of the reasons Steve decided to sell the company to us versus another organization, so the individuals here wouldn't be hurt, but also allow further and future growth for them. And so that's our hope, looking for that next generation to potentially take over for myself, Craig Trulock, and Mike Todd, the other 2 partners. We look for talent, and having worked long enough, and even in my experiences growing up as a child, I realize not everybody has the opportunity to get a college education, can't afford it. Parameters in their life just don't allow it. But the majority of our employees here in the office were at one time out in the field where they were hourly employees, assistant managers, and they just showed this desire to do more. So we typically post any job openings that come up. So we've really tried to make a point over time, just look for talented individuals that have that, you can see it in their eyes, the desire to better themselves. Everybody brings something special to an organization, their background and diversification that they have, experiences I haven't seen that others haven't seen. And so when they bring, and we can bring them to the table and discuss those, it helps us become a better company.
Thank you, Tom, and the entire Heartland team for recognizing the talents and skills of employees and giving them the additional training to succeed and grow. The next award is the Golden Key Award, which recognizes a business or organization that has contributed greatly to the Chamber's Franklin Initiative, now the Success School. This year's Golden Key Award is going to a company that strives to do whatever it can to make sure our community members are fed and ensure that children are developing the skills they need to succeed. Kroger has been a large supporter of the Franklin Initiative for many years, and Tammy Reed, the Director of Community Outreach, has worked closely with Christopher Emge to help us gather volunteers and provide food to our volunteers for our K-12 programs, like the Reality Store. Congratulations to Kroger for being our Golden Key this year.
My name is Tammy Reed, and I'm the Community Ambassador Event Coordinator for the Kroger Company, and I oversee all 5 of the Kroger stores here in Bloomington. We all know that Kroger is the largest grocery retailer in the country, but what you might not know is that we also focus on education and children with hunger issues and at-risk children. We try to provide less hunger is what we're focusing on now. So the Franklin Initiative is a day of adulting, is what it is, and it teaches our children how to be an adult and what they need to prepare themselves for and when they graduate from school. There was a lot of children that their grade point averages were very indifferent, and given a certain amount of money based upon their grade point average to shop in the Reality Store, and it's life-changing. We offer education reimbursement, which is amazing. They offer that to any of our associates that are qualified that wants to just better their education and move up with the company. One of the success stories is Pam Matthews, our Central Division president. She started out as a bottle clerk and now is leading one of our biggest divisions. For me, it's very rewarding to be able to represent Kroger and be out in the community and interact with all of the things that we do for the at-risk children, the animal shelters, IU, and just different places that we volunteer, the Backpack Buddies, Boys and Girls Club. It's an honor to be a part of that, and Kroger has allowed me to represent them to do that and to be recognized for our hard work. And I'd like to thank Michelle for all of her participation. She is our food service manager and our catering manager. And then all of our store managers here in Bloomington. Without their support and effort to donate from their stores, it makes all of our events successful.
Tammy, congratulations to you and your entire team at Kroger. It's humbling to think about these businesses. They're local, they're corporate, they're large and they're small, and the things they're recognized for are not things they have to do, but they're things they choose to do, and it pays great dividends to all of us. Before we move on, I'd like to recognize Smithville for their continued support of this annual meeting. Rob Ramsey, Nate Alacon, Noah Baharas, and Nadir Noon, Brian Gessler, and Jeremy Nutter have helped film and edit the interview videos that we are seeing today. I know everyone enjoys these pieces. They are pieces that will live on. The award winners get DVD copies, and the Chamber has them as well. Let's take a moment to learn more about the Smithville Media Crew.
Smithville Media has produced stunning and engaging features and documentaries for over a decade. Local interest stories, interviews, commercials and event coverage are all part of what we do. Let us showcase your business or create a commercial for your promotions. We can even play your pieces during our live sports broadcasts. For details, speak with a Smithville representative or email media@smithville.com.
Okay, we're going to briefly pause from the awards ceremony and take care of a little bit of meeting business. A very important item on my agenda today. And that is, in a few minutes, I will turn the gavel, and more importantly, the responsibilities of chairperson, over to my successor, Mike Richardson, from Midwest Color Printing and Fast Signs. Many of you know Mike. He is both an effective and highly respected business leader, as well as a generous and thoughtful community leader, and the Chamber will benefit greatly from his leadership and has already benefited greatly from his partnership and his role on the board. Before I go, I want to say a note to my fellow board members, fellow directors. Thank you for the opportunity to serve the Chamber in this capacity. I've been greatly impressed by all of you. You all show up ready to selflessly serve the Chamber and the community. The knowledge, leadership, and care for the community that you have for the community shine through in all of our board deliberations and actions, and I've been very, very proud to serve with each of you and look forward to continuing to serve. Of course, I've been proud to serve as the 12-month warm-up act for Mike Richardson. Please welcome your new board chair, Mike Richardson.
Before Ron steps away, we do want to thank him for his leadership over the last year. He's been a conscientious and supportive chair. He might hit Mike with that gavel. I'm not sure how that will play out. But I'm grateful that Ron will remain on the board and continue to serve. Ron, thank you again for your leadership, and here is a gift.
Thank you.
A memento.
Thank you very much.
We're excited to welcome you in your new role as board chair, and if you'd like to say a few words to us, we would love to hear them.
Oh, it feels good to have the gavel. Honestly, as Ron stepped away, thanks for his leadership. Very selfless leader. You don't see that. He's behind the scenes. I've learned quite a bit from him, and I'm sure I will to learn quite a bit from him. So very grateful for Ron for being the past chair, and thanks again. Appreciate it very much. I have a few words here to say, but every small and large business has goals. They have a business plan. I know as a small business owner, I do. I even put goals together, and I'm not kidding. I put goals together for today, and that goal 1 was achieved by not tripping by coming up here. We'll see how goal 2 and 3 go here. So thank you all for being here this afternoon. Exciting to have so many business and community leaders in one spot. I think that's very special. It's great to see so many faces that I've seen before. I think Aaron mentioned before, if we're not met, please introduce yourself to Aaron, myself, the staff, board member. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear what is going on with your business. And that kind of leads into this thought I have. At Fast Signs, we have a statement, and it says, everybody has a story to tell. And that's very important. Every small business, whether a sole proprietor, two-man partnership, large-scale corporation, you have these successes. You didn't get here without having some success. We would love to hear what those successes are. We want to hear what's going on with your business. Let us help share that word with those out in the community, where it's the BizNet or some of the other marketing functions. I would think the overwhelming majority of people, if not every single person here, wants to hear from you, wants to hear what success you have done. Is it an employee that has been promoted to a particular position or a new certification achieved or an acquisition or a new location you're going into. I think it's important that you share those and let people know what's going on. I think Bloomington's very good in that everybody is on the same team here. I think everybody roots for you too. Another aspect, and this may be me more personally, but I see those successes and it motivates me to go that extra step, to maybe put that extra step in the business plan to achieve something a little greater. So I think it's very important that everybody continue to share those successes. Honestly, you're not here to hear me speak, you want to hear the awards, so let's, I think we should get on to other awards here, so I think we're going to go to part 2. Here we go, the Workforce Development Award recognizes individuals, organizations that have created opportunities for industry-specific education, training, and or mentoring and general career exploration activities that help to strengthen and develop Bloomington's current and future workforce. This year's Workforce Development Award is going to a company that's focused on helping their employees grow in their careers through its unique patient-first training approach. You'll be familiar with this company. They were on stage last year winning the 2018 Golden Key recipient. We'd like to congratulate Catalent Biologics on being the Workforce Development honoree this year.
My name is Ivan Francis, and I have a dual responsibility for training and operational excellence. I've been at the site for approximately 5 years. So Catalent is the leading developer and manufacturing of dosage forms for medicines used to treat everything from cancer to the common cold. We produce 72 billion doses of medicine each year, and 1 out of every 20 doses that people take around the globe. Catalent has 35 sites around the world, and the Catalent Bloomington site focuses on developing and manufacturing biologic drugs, which are filled into vials, syringes, or cartridges. We have over 1,200 employees, making us the largest site across the entire Catalent network. So for all new employees coming in, we have a program that's called the Week of Welcome. And during that week, we go through some fundamentals, such as our patient-first culture. We also help them understand here are the various products that we have at the site. Once they go into each of their individual training areas, we then have a comprehensive training curriculum that's managed through our electronic systems that will allow them to know all of the skills that they need to be successful in each of their individual roles. So a number of different things that we use to help employees, irrespective of their background in the industry, become a strong contributing member of the Catalent family. Our biggest priority on a daily basis is to have a patient-first mindset. And patients might not know Catalent by name, but we know that they're relying on every one of those 72 billion doses that I talked about. So as we are thinking about the decisions that we're making, when we're thinking about how we run the business, we're doing it all in mind with that patient being at the forefront of everything that we do. Yeah, there's a few different people that I'd like to thank for this award. So firstly is Dennis Johnson, our general manager of the Bloomington site, in terms of supporting what we're trying to do from a training and development opportunity here. I'd like to also thank Mr. Kerry Oliver, who is the senior director responsible for manufacturing, because as a training function, we have partnered with him in terms of making sure we're able to give everyone the skills that they need to be successful. I'd like to thank Lauren Smith, who is our senior director of quality, in terms of partnering with us as a training group as well. And then I'd also like to thank Patrick Asplin. For me, receiving this award is just a testament to the 1,200 employees that we have at the site here, and the fact that we're able to give them opportunity here in Bloomington to impact individuals globally around the world. And having recognition from the Chamber is just a way to say that what we're doing here in Bloomington makes a difference not only to our patients, but to broader Catalent as well.
Congratulations to Ivan and the entire team at Catalent. We wish you much continued success. Next award we have is a Community Anchor Award. Recognize a business or organization that contributed positively to the local community over a sustained period. This is the first year for the Community Anchor Award, and we received some great nominations. But I think many of you will agree this year's recipient is very deserving of the inaugural award. For almost 200 years, that's a 2, a 0, and a 0. For almost 200 years, this organization has served over 140,000 plus residents in Monroe County. Over the years, it's offered children and adults alike a place to not only learn, but to build a community. Please join me in congratulating Monroe County Public Library as our very first Community Anchor Award.
I'm Marilyn Wood, the Director of Monroe County Public Library, and we are here in the main library facility downtown Bloomington on Kirkwood Avenue. We've been in this building since the 70s, although it was renovated in 1997 to its present size of about 135,000 square feet. The mission of the library is to enhance the community by providing equitable opportunities to read, learn, connect, and create. I see us as that connector. The public library is a community space. We're a place where people come because they feel safe, they feel welcome, they can learn about things, they can meet their neighbors, they know that it's inclusive, they can come to a place that really does welcome and encourage people to be creative. We offer hundreds and hundreds of activities and events and programs through the year to the tune of about 1,500 or so. We had more than 55,000 people attend our programs last year. So it's for all ages, they're free, they're here in the library, we do things in the community. I think all public libraries, or most public libraries, are very good about listening to the community to find out what it is that they need. I think we stand at the top because we're responsive to community needs, we are very inclusive, we're safe, and we want people to come here. We want it to be a community space, we want it to be well used. The staff are very passionate about that. This is a really special award for us, even more special since it's the inaugural one. We are very thankful for the Friends of the Library who advocate for us on a daily basis, but we're also very thankful for the community in which we live. They are daily advocates for the library, and they support us in a way that helps us to continue to do the good that we do. And I think because we can reach everyone of all ages, that is the part that the community can appreciate as well. And so it's just very satisfying.
Congratulations to Marilyn and all the staff and volunteers at the Monroe County Public Library. Our community would not be the same without you all. Thank you very much. Next award, the Morgan Hutton Visionary Award, recognizes government leaders for special contributions or achievements that improve Bloomington's business climate through a vision of true resourcefulness, innovation, and accomplishment. During her 16 years as Executive Director of the Bloomington Monroe County Convention and Visitors Bureau, this year's visionary was instrumental in convincing local government leaders and the hospitality industry to be the first city in the Midwest to actively market to the LGBTQ community. She was always persistent in her efforts to break down silos and promote partnership. Congratulations to Valerie Pena for receiving this year's Morgan Hutton Visionary Award.
My name is Valerie Pena. I am the Assistant Vice President and Chief of Staff for the Office of Government Relations and Economic Engagement. It's quite the mouthful. As well as the Center on Representative Government here at IU. I had moved to Indiana in 1985. I'm from Oklahoma. I have been in a lot of different committees and on a lot of different committees and commissions. And you find those ones that you just have a real passion for, that you just don't walk away from. I'm heavily involved in the animal side of Bloomington. I love our furry friends, and therefore I'm on the Animal Management Commission, I'm on the Animal Control Commission, which I play the dual role of both city and county for both of those. And we've been instrumental in everything from getting the new shelter built to getting it renovated to making a huge difference in this community. Just with animals in general and our euthanasia rate and all of those types of things. When I was leading the Convention and Visitors Bureau, it's oftentimes you have to go back and think, we didn't have a visitor center. So we built one. And that was when I was actually as the tourism director under Denise Miller. And so that was kind of our first stamp really into the ground of like hospitality and visitation. It's an industry. It can actually do something business-wise. It can make a difference financially for this community. When I was asked to be on the Convention Center steering committee by the mayor, and I greatly appreciated it. One, especially after having been at the Convention and Visitors Bureau so long and talking about expanding the convention center literally since 1992, a year after it opened. It was nice to be able to come to fruition and say, we finally have all the mechanisms in place. Operation of the convention center, it was top notch. It's being done extremely well. I could thank so many people. One, I thank the chamber, the board, Karen Adams, Debbie Lemon, Mike Sample, and Bill Steffen both, Laura Newton, Kelly Cornett, and Lloyd Alcott. It's having that family and that support is very important, and I think just surrounding yourself with really good people and knowing everybody has something to contribute. It's my job as a leader to help you find it.
Congratulations, Valerie. Thank you for all you've done for Bloomington and Monroe County. All right, the next award, the Diane Breeden Lee Catalyst Award, is given to individuals who demonstrate an ability to create consensus and motivate others to accomplish a greater goal. For over 18 years, this year's recipient has worked tirelessly to restore one of Bloomington's well-known entertainment venues. She worked to revitalize the Buzzkirk Chumley and help make it a thriving theater, as we all know today. I think I can say she will be missed. Please help me in congratulating Danielle McClellan, Executive Director of the Buzzkirk Chumley Theater, as the 2019 Diane Breeden Lee Catalyst Award winner.
My name's Danielle McClelland, and I'm the Executive Director for the BCT Management Incorporated, and we're the private nonprofit that operates the Buzzkirk Chumley Theater on behalf of the City of Bloomington. We strive to inform people how they can use the space to meet their own goals. We have always tried to engage other organizations in using the theater to meet their dreams. The Buzzkirk Chumley Theater experienced a great deal of financial difficulty once the renovation happened and the building was reopened. So there was a lot of strife and controversy in the community about whether or not having renovated the theater was the right thing to do, if the organization or the building as a whole could survive, if it would actually serve the needs of the community in a real way. And that really has continued to be a focus in everything that we do in the organization from that very beginning. And trying to start from kind of that negative place and build into a positive organization that seemed viable, that people were really interested in it. It's wonderful to be acknowledged in this peer group of catalysts who have created change in the community. I remember thinking when I first started, it was about finding ways to develop the entire arts community and the entire community as a whole into a place and a type of population that was interested in creating events to share with other people. First and foremost, top of mind right now is Lee Williams, who was the executive director and artistic visionary behind the Lotus World Music Festival, and he was an incredible mentor and someone who gave me the courage to keep going in the toughest of times. I feel like my dream really did come true in that the community owns this building, and so in many ways I've helped lead that initiative and developed that sensibility, but it is the people of Bloomington who really make this place special.
Congratulations, Danielle, and thank you for your many years of service, and good luck in your future ventures. I believe this is the last award of the day. The Lifetime Achievement Award recognizes an individual who's had an immeasurable impact on the community over a sustained period of time. In this case, for over 40 years. This year's Lifetime Achievement Award honoree first started out in Bloomington as a journalist and later became the editor for the Herald Times. He was editor from 1985 until just earlier this year. Over the span of his career, he has worked hard to ensure that all topics across the Bloomington area were being discussed and all sides were heard. Please join me in congratulating Bob Salzberg as this year's Lifetime Achievement Award recipient.
My name is Bob Salzberg. I was the editor of the Herald Times from 1985 to 2019, the beginning of this year. Retired on January 31st, and now I'm working a part-time job at WFIU and teaching part-time at IU. So I've been in Bloomington for more than 40 years, and I can't think of a better place to live. I mean, my wife and I love it here. We love it here, but we know that, you know, it's not perfect, but there's so much that's really good about it. I mean, you can walk down the street and see or meet people from all over the world. You can learn a lot. There's a lot of intellectual capital in this town, which is a fancy way of saying that you can get into conversations about any kind of issues and talk about things and talk things through, and I think that's a good place to be. Of course, there's the culture, the entertainment, Big Ten sports, because I'm a big sports fan. The area is just beautiful. The energy, you know, the students just bring a certain energy to the community. So, you know, Bloomington has meant that we could really live a good life and be challenged and yet, you know, be able to sort of participate in a lot of really good things. What am I most proud of in my career? I guess I'm proud that we did some really good work at the paper, that we focused on the bigger issues facing the community. We wrote a lot about homelessness. We wrote a lot about poverty. We wrote a lot about industry and jobs. We wrote a lot about things that people were interested in, like sports and entertainment and arts, but I think that there wasn't a particular area of the community that we didn't cover in some way. So I think that the idea of trying to look at the whole community and then trying to cover it, you know, warts and all, I think I'm proud that we as a newspaper and a newsroom did that. You know, I don't think that the word failure is something that I use very often, and it goes back to that idea that everybody makes mistakes. You know, failure is just a big, big word, but I think that if people make mistakes, they have to learn from them. And so I would like to take that question or that thought and just say that, you know, people will make a mistake, they'll do something that they shouldn't have done, and if they learn from it, then it's certainly not a failure. So I don't think people should be afraid of making a mistake. I would like to thank the Chamber for deciding that I was worthy of this award, and of course there's so many other people that I would like to thank. I mean, everybody who is in this room today, my family, my wife Susan, of course I need to thank her, the Schur's family, everybody that I worked with at the Herald Times, and then I have to thank the readers, the people that read the newspaper, because without them, we would have been sort of shouting into the abyss. So people that read the newspaper and continue to read the newspaper, I have to, you know, thank them for their support as well.
I believe Bob would like to say a few words.
Yeah, I'd love to say a few words, but I know it's been a long program. So I just want to thank the Chamber for this. I've always been really impressed with this program, but also with the Chamber, Aaron, Ron, my new friend Mike. And the Chamber has always had I mean, it's the voice of business, but it's always had such a broad view of the community and what makes a good community, and I'd just like to thank them for that. I want to congratulate all the award winners. Some of them are good friends of mine, and some of them I don't know well, but they all do great work for this community. Steve Howard won this award last year. Steve, I worked with the Chamber. Everybody else who's won this award before, oh my gosh, great people who are definitely worthy of it. I had the best newspaper job in America. I honestly believe that. And you know, it was a job in which I could learn things every day. I mean, in what job do you get to learn things every day from really smart people? You know, all the people in this room, all the readers who would call me and tell me what I didn't know. You know, there was always something to learn. So I'm just grateful that I had the opportunity to serve the community through journalism for all those years. So just finally, shameless plug, I would really like it if you would support your local journalists. My old friends at the HT, my new friends at WFIU and WTIU. Also, I do have a hairline for newspapers, by the way. All the others in town now who are reporting on the news and who are sharing those stories about Bloomington. Journalists are not the enemy of the people. Journalists are people who are out there. Thank you. They're partners. They want to make the community a better place to be, and just like the Chamber and just like everybody in this room. So again, thank you. I'm humbled by this award.
So that will conclude the awards for today. What's the count today? How many people? We got close?
It was close to 500.
Close to 500. I've never spoken to that many people before at one time, so thank you for your patience. Heck, I've never spoke to 100 people at one time. So I'm getting more comfortable up here. If you want me to continue on for a couple hours, I could probably come up with something. But ladies and gentlemen, that has concluded the awards. Obviously, what a great list of award winners and what they've done for our community. It's priceless. It really is. As the annual meeting comes to an end here, I would just like to state the Chamber of Commerce slogan again, which is better business, better community. I feel strongly about that. And honestly, I think this next year you're going to see some really great things happening. I think we've got some good momentum going. We've got strong leadership. And you're going to see some great things in this community. And I believe when we come back here next year, we're going to have a long list of items to discuss. So I thank you, and everybody have a wonderful afternoon.